Hi, it's Amy with Intuitive Coaching with Amy Radio, and this is your sacred space for spirituality, intuition, manifestation, metaphysical wisdom, and personal development. Let's talk about something that I think that happens to every person who has a very consistent spiritual practice. Sometimes your practices stop taking you to what I call the faith zone. Now, that doesn't mean the practice is bad. It doesn't mean you failed at the practice. It simply means that it's probably time to refresh your spiritual practice. I experienced this recently, and for the last few months, I've been listening to the same 3 affirmation recordings because I've been working a very specific manifestation. And they've been wonderful. They've supported me. I've seen pieces of that manifestation show up. And they've helped me stay very focused on my desire. But recently I noticed something. I was doing these practices and I was listening, I was showing up, I was reciting, I was doing them more than ever before, but I wasn't getting into that faith zone. And now if you have been manifesting for a while, you know what I mean. That faith zone is the place where you genuinely feel optimistic. You feel connected to source, you feel centered, you feel your desire is possible. You're not waiting for something to happen. You feel like you are co-creating. You're participating, which has been the hot word this summer. You're participating in your manifestation energetically. And so when I realized I wasn't getting there anymore, I knew something needed to change. Not my manifestation, not my desire, my practice. So today I want to offer you a few suggestions on when you're sensing you need to make a shift in your practice and you want it to come from the most soulful place within you. So first, if there's a spiritual practice you've been curious about, go ahead and try it. Maybe it's a guided visualization or meditation. Maybe it's a journaling exercise. Maybe it's a book you keep saying you're going to finish. Maybe it's a different affirmation practice. Maybe it's a walking meditation, automatic writing, something that refreshes your spiritual practice, something that brings in something new so a new door within you can open. All right, so here's my number 2 suggestion. Pray about it. Just ask, Spirit, show me a practice that can help me reconnect to my faith. You don't have to figure it out intellectually, and you don't have to go searching for the best practice ever. Just let Spirit guide you. And then my 3rd recommendation, pull an oracle card. You can ask about your manifestation. What do I need to know about manifesting this? Or what do I need to know about this situation? And then trust whatever message comes up, but then also use that card as a sign of maybe where to direct your energy in terms of a practice. So today I got a forgiveness card earlier in the day, so I did some forgiveness work. But what I was finding was I was slow to do it. It took me an hour, which is not normal for me. If I pull a card and I have time, I'm going to go do whatever the card told me to do. So I was slow to it because I've been doing quite a bit of forgiveness work and I have a normal forgiveness routine where, I open a Word doc and I say I'm willing to forgive at the top and then I number. I just number out everything I want to forgive, both within and outside of me in situations and past, present. I forgive, right? And so I was not feeling excited about that. And so what I did was, I was like, I want to do this. I turned on the voice memo feature and recorded myself doing the forgiveness. I just sat down and act like I was talking to Spirit and did my forgiveness. And then when I was done, I clear, I release, I let this go, I deleted it. And so that came directly from an oracle card. And then later in the day, I got a card that had a specific word in it. And what flashed was, oh, there's an affirmation recording by a teacher I regularly follow that has that word in it. Let me go listen to that affirmation recording. And it shifted by doing these new practices. It shifted some energy in me. And then finally, I want to say this to you. Give yourself permission to try something you have never, ever, ever, ever tried. And one of my favorite things to do is to go to YouTube. I'll say a prayer and say, guide me to a practice. And then I choose one that jumps out at me. Maybe it's a teacher I've already listened to. Maybe it's somebody new. Today, I listened to somebody new who took me through, it's a Neville Goddard technique, STAT maybe, but it was her approach to it, and it was great. I enjoyed it. It was fun. And then I was like, oh, I feel better. I feel more like myself. I feel myself moving into that faith zone. I believe the newness helps you stay fully engaged. And sometimes all you need is a fresh perspective, a fresh practice, a fresh spiritual experience. And remember this, your responsibility isn't simply to do spiritual practices. Your responsibility is to reach the place where you genuinely believe and reach the place where your faith feels vibrant and alive and flowing within you, being in a vibration that's uplifting. And that's your responsibility. And so even if your practices aren't doing what you want them to do, it still is your responsibility to get yourself to that place, because we're manifestors and that's what we do. That is the work, is getting ourselves into that vibrational state where things can flow to us with ease. And Spirit's always ready to meet you halfway. So try these, see if it works for you. And don't just assume because you're not feeling it that that's just the way it's supposed to be. It can be easy, even though, I definitely have a core of clients who are business owners who are spiritual practitioners as like myself. So we're playing with spirit at a very high level on a day-to-day basis, and we can fall out of the faith zone. So don't think that there's anything wrong. I think it's just a part of the journey. And I think it's an opportunity to try something new. So if you've been listening to this podcast for a while, you already value spirituality, intuition, manifestation, and metaphysical wisdom. You believe your life can be even more beautiful than it is today, and you psychically sense that. And you're right, more is available to you. And you've probably reached a point where listening to inspired content like this is no longer just enough to move the dial. You now need to actively apply these principles and practices to your life to receive everything you sense is available to you. And this is where you and I come together. This month marks my 16th anniversary as an intuitive coach. And for 16 years, I've been doing this show. And I've helped people in my private practice bridge the gap between spiritual insight and real life results. It can be difficult to consistently apply this wisdom in a way that creates immediate momentum. So for 90 days, you and I will focus on what you want to create. You bring your dreams, your desires, your questions, your frustrations, your decisions, and your struggles. And in session, we will explore the spiritual, intuitive, and energetic aspects of your situation that may not have yet been revealed. And then we will uncover your next right step, so you are always moving towards what you want. I am your spiritual ally. I tune in psychically and I translate the guidance I receive into practical action that helps you create real results in your life. Whether you desire greater income, financial freedom, a thriving business, a loving romantic relationship, better health, releasing weight, completing a creative or passion project, or becoming your best self more often, We stay focused on your vision until your outer life reflects what you've been sensing is true for you all along. Enrollment for my 3-month intuitive coaching package is officially open, and it closes when all the spots are filled. And yes, it's Mercury retrograde, but I believe Mercury retrograde is a beautiful time to return to what your inner wisdom has already been telling you. So if you've been thinking about working with me, if you've gone to my website and looked at a service, if you've been waiting for the right time, this is your moment. I invite you to commit to your big, happy change and build something beautiful in your life. My door is open. Welcome home. Go to intuitivecoachingwithamy.com, and under Work with Amy, you'll find the 3-month intuitive coaching package. Thank you so much for listening to this show. It is an honor to do this work, and I pray this message was useful. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.